Good evening and welcome to another episode of A Contagious Smile Unstoppable. We have my amazingly handsome redneck husband, Michael, our beautiful service dogs, Rusty and Stucco from Stucco Squad. I am Victoria. How's it going, babe?
I'm a little tired. I've been cleaning.
We have been cleaning. Come on now. Let's,
Okay. We have been cleaning
yes, I have gotten a hankering. Is that right? Did I say it right? A hankering? Hankering?
for
To like spring clean. My husband, love of my life, soulmate, is a hoarder and likes to like just collect. Let's just say that. So luckily, our garage, whatever it is he calls it, um,
my grudge.
likes to collect things. And then sometimes it gets a little crazy.
I have interesting hobbies.
Yeah. So anyway, we've been on this cleaning, gonna have a massive garage sale at some point kind of thing. And we're getting ready for our webinar, which is only a few days away. And that is incredibly exciting. We have some amazing people coming on. It's super, super exciting. And yeah, it's a lot.
It's going to be interesting because I know you did one about 2 years ago.
We did podcasts for pause. And that ended up starting out as only a few hours long, and it wasn't a webinar, but it ended up lasting 3 days.
Yeah.
And what's even worse, and I know he's going to say it, so I'll just get there before he does, is I was not even 24 hours post op from, oh, yeah, let's try that again, a surgery.
Another surgery. Yeah.
So that, and my husband said, you can't seriously be doing this. And I said, oh, I am. So they were phenomenal. My husband and Faith, they kept bringing me my unsweet tea and making sure I was good. And, they don't have the patience, I guess, to sit like I do at a desk for 16, 18 hours at a time. They just can't do it. I get up every hour to walk and like stretch my legs and whatever, but it's literally maybe a 5 minutes at best that I do that.
I will do an hour in front of this computer and I will be sawing logs.
You do 10 minutes in front of the computer and you're sawing logs. That Canat's driving you nuts, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
He's just
all right. So, July 13th,
Say it again.
July.
Okay, before we even do that, I have to ask you say what you said that I've totally, not only did I misunderstand, Faith misunderstood. So it's not just my hearing that's going to crap, but
I said an inch.
does that not sound like itch? It sounds like
An
itch.
inch
An itch.
is different from an inch.
Both of those sounded the exact same to me.
I need 3 inches of whatever cake batter. I don't know.
Cake batter doesn't go out in inches.
Well, whatever. I need 3 inches of. Did I say wood? Okay, but and I have an itch on my back.
Okay, let's try it this way. Let's try the word itch.
Itch,
Itch.
itch,
Itch.
itch,
Okay. Inch.
itch,
Inch.
itch.
You know, I have to say, can we just also talk about what happened at McDonald's the other day?
I was at McDonald's. I was at working for us
Okay, I was on the way to the hospital for
again.
another day of imaging and testing. And I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. We get in the line, okay? And this show's unfiltered, so don't hold back there, love of my life. We get in the line at 9:45 a.m. We pull up, I have the ticket in hand at 9:47. I am getting our daughter who likes to wait to the very last minute to leave, and everybody who knows me knows I'm insanely early. I'm always early, right? And we drive through and she wants a big breakfast with hotcakes. Okay. So it's all pretty much frozen crap that they just microwave or whatever, right? They're not back there beating the eggs and pouring it in and making biscuits. This is
They
McDonald's.
might.
McDonald's,
They might
who, by the
be
way,
powdered eggs. I don't know.
uh, who on, by the way, doesn't even have like a 1.5 star on Yelp, which I did not know this. And now I do. And I will never return to that McDonald's ever again. So We get through. I have the receipt in hand. Receipt says 9:47. So this is for reference. Pull up to the next window. Could you park right up there, please? We'll bring it to you in just a minute. Sure. Thank you. Have a good day. Like I always say to everybody, right? We park. Another lady pulls up beside me. She is pissed. She has two little ones in the back seats screaming, "I'm hungry." Now, if I can hear it, we know it's loud. So she looks at me and her window's down, my window's down, and she's like, I can't understand these people. Why are we having to park for something so stupid? It's a drive-through. And I said, I get it. I understand. So then there comes in another car and another car and another car, and we're all being parked, right? And then I see everybody else's food is being delivered. And I'm like, what did we possibly order that could have been so bad? So now, after parked for what is well over 15 minutes of no exaggeration time, a employee, if you will, approaches the vehicle and says, "Did you order this bacon, whatever?" No, ma'am, we did not. I said, "Can I ask you for a favor? We're on the way to our to a hospital appointment. Is there any way we could expeditiously kind of hurry this along so I could get my daughter her food?" Like, and walks off, right? There was no mean undertone. I said, please. I said, thank you, right? I just said, we've been sitting here for well over 15 minutes. So then out comes the manager. No name tag on, no hairnet, no nothing. You know how you have a pet peeve about dark nails? Like, and I don't mean like wearing an awesome purple or black shade of nails. I'm talking about learn how to clean under your nails after you pick your ass and your nose kind of nails, right? Walks out and she's like, "Are you the one going to the hospital?" Like, go ahead.
It was at this point that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde came out in my wife.
That's not fair.
Oh,
I
our
was
listeners are open mouth. Had someone said that to them,
okay. I was still polite at first. At
okay,
first,
you are very polite.
at first,
You
I
got the
said,
biggest heart.
at first, I said, "Yes, ma'am, we have an appointment at the hospital. I don't understand what's taking so long. We have a big breakfast and an order of hotcakes." And she was like, "Well, I can't help it that it's backed up here today." And I was like, "Well, everybody else has gotten their food and I don't understand." And I said, "Ma'am, my daughter has a medical condition and I have to have her eat, right?" And that's how I said it. And she goes, "That is not my problem." Okay, now I can see the reference of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right? I will do anything in the world for you, but if you do anything in the negative sense to anyone I love and care for, which would be my child, my husband, my dogs, my good friends, then I could see how that can come forth with. So I said, I don't know, maybe you didn't hear me. My daughter has a medical condition where she has to eat, and we have to be at the hospital. And she's like, "Do you just want a refund?" I said, "No, I would like our food, and I would hope that you won't do something to it when you bring it to us." "Why would you think that? Like, why would you automatically make the assumption?" And that's how she's talking to me. And I'm like, "Oh no, I never raised my voice yet." And she's like, "Why would you automatically assume that we're going to do something to your food? Why?"
Have you seen the movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds?
No. And I said, "Well, because I'm asking where her food is." And she was like, "We are not that kind of place." And I was like, "Well, by reading your Yelp reviews, you're not, the cleanest and most professional either." Because I just pulled up the Yelp review while I'm waiting for now more than 20 minutes. I mean, every roll in the eyes, attitude. Okay, I don't care where you're from. I don't care the color of your skin. I don't care your gender. I am half Yankee. I am a redhead. I am going to win by default. I'm just telling you. Because, and my husband will tell you, I'm not someone who will raise my voice. And that pisses off so many people because they want me to escalate to their level, and I won't. I will stay at a normal tone. I will stay at a normal volume, and it pisses them off even more, but I will put you in your place so fast your head will spin. But don't bring me to that level. That's all I ask. I am a very understanding person. I will work this out. But when you are withholding food from my child who has a medical condition, all bets are off.
My wife is so sexy.
So she turns around while I'm asking, still prominent word, asking for food for my child. She storms off. She comes back and basically tosses the refund. Luckily, I paid with cash. And I was like, I don't want the refund. I want her food. And she's like, well, I don't care what you want because you are not getting fed here. And neither is she. She ain't getting her food here. Okay, well, then I can understand how I'm getting a little heated. My face might be matching my hair at this point. I was like, I'm sorry, what did you just say? I want to make sure I heard you correctly. And she's like, we're not giving your child food. And I was like, okay. I said, I've been here 25 minutes. 25 minutes. I asked for food, and now you're forbidding to serve her. And she goes, yes, like really rude, raising her voice. I said, there's no reason for you to raise your voice at me. At this point, I still haven't raised my volume. And she gets huffy and puffy still. And then while I'm trying to say I really need to get her some food, because in all fairness, there is nothing else around at that point where we are. There is literally nothing else I could go get her to eat before this appointment. And where we have to go in the hospital is nowhere near where the breakfast area would be. And by now, they're not serving breakfast anymore. And our child can only eat certain things.
That's
So
right.
she can't have like she can't eat a hamburger. She can't, it has to be soft eggs. She doesn't eat the outside of the biscuit. She eats the inside of the biscuit, right? So there's a reason for this. So as she decides to turn around and proceed back in, I was like, excuse me. um, I just want you to know I'm not done with this. I don't care what you're doing with this. And I said, I will contact corporate. I will let them know the lack of professionalism. She goes, I don't care what you do, like really loud. And I was like, I guarantee you before I'm done, you're going to have to seek employment somewhere else. So, because I'm pretty much deaf and I did miss whatever she stated at that point under her breath, she rolled her head quite a few little times, reminded me of like the preview of Beetlejuice, and continued on her little way. And I may have screamed, you are such a bitch. I did. I admit it. And so I called corporate McDonald's and they were flabbergasted. And I told them, I said, I own what I do. I will tell you this is exactly how it happened. But I did call her a bitch. Absolutely did. And the lady who took my complaint was like, girl, you're better than me because I'd have gotten out of the car. And I was like, I couldn't do that because that's not who I am. I'm not going to get out and, resort to violence. However, it is now on my to-do list to make sure that that manager is no longer, you know, being at the Golden Arches anymore because that's not okay. I mean, I even told the woman, I was like, my daughter can have an issue from not getting food in her system because she has to eat for a medical condition. She did not care.
So I'm curious.
Yeah.
Maybe I did not ask you. Bringing up our daughter,
Hmm.
and I know her very well.
Hmm.
And you're telling me she was silent the whole time?
She was,
Oh,
which is so
that is,
unlike Faith.
that's right.
Yeah,
Because she will let it go in a heartbeat.
she just looked at me and said, I think it's best that I just stay quiet because I think you got this.
As she does. She does like to watch you in action.
No, she actually tries to instigate it.
Yeah.
But there was no need for instigation here. And so I'm sorry, but I mean, I don't think I overreacted. I think,
No.
that somebody like there's so many people out there who want to work and would do a better job. And if whatever its name is, wants to continue working in customer service, I'm sure that working in a cemetery would be just great. And I'm saying she could like work in the back end of a cemetery. She could work with a hearing impaired, just not me. I'm just saying you don't need to be front and center with someone and their family. Especially, I will go out of my way. If somebody says I have a child with a medical condition, I will reach into my bag and see if I have some kind of snack to hold over. And I've done this a gazillion times at the hospitals where I'm like, here, I don't have much, but you can have this until you can get her something to eat or get him something to eat, right? Or I'll even offer to go get them something to eat. But to have somebody do that when there's so many people who are out there wanting to find work and this one is collecting a paycheck is just beyond me. I mean, I would like to know, hubby of mine, what you would have done had you been there.
Oh, my ass would have been inside. Yeah.
And done what?
I, I would have made a scene. You're going to give me my food right then there. You're not going to give me a refund. I'm inside the restaurant.
And if they spit on the food and made her sick?
That's why I'm inside watching. Most places you can see back there at the grill, the griddle, the fry machine. You see how they prepare it. So yeah.
So I have called corporate. I do want to call and get the store manager's name and number and advise them, but I don't even know if they care, or not.
So that leads me into something else there, Victoria. Check with your state laws on recording.
In the state of Georgia, as long as one party knows that you're being recorded, you have the legal right to record. And if you push record, then that's all
That's
it
the one
takes.
party. Right.
Right.
And that goes along with being in a domestic violent relationship. Record the other one. That
I
we have a
do.
gnat in here, y'all. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and I had the windows open, doing things with the AC, and there's a gnat flying around our one light here in our tiny office.
It's driving him
Yeah.
nuts.
So yeah, definitely record and get your evidence and get your ducks in a row when you're getting ready to exit
Well,
abusive relationship.
now that you have such great advice, he has no idea I'm about to do this. Let me ask you about a situation that we just dealt with here within the last 24 hours. We have a individual who survived domestic violence and went through a horrific time. They're all horrible times, but the degree of the abuse was horrific. And we started speaking with a family member of that person. And my husband was also there. And the individual family member made the comment, well, why didn't you just call me and I would have gotten you out of there? And at that moment, my heart broke for the survivor because we do know that the person who made that statement to us was well aware of what was transpiring during this event of abuse, and it was for a long period of time. So, as a man and father, we can't say her name, we can't say the family member, or we can't say the relation of the person. Um, how, as a man, does that make you feel when you went through and heard all of this?
I was flabbergasted that a father would
Go ahead.
blatantly lie like that.
Hmm. Keep going.
I just I my wires are not crossed like that to be able to comprehend to think like that. So I don't know.
How did you feel for the survivor? Let's call her Jane. How did you feel for Jane?
It was I don't think it was anything new. I don't think it was anything unexpected of that individual. Now some of the characteristics of the statement might have been new, but the idea was is still the same. It's still the same individual, narcissistic, in control. Um,
What characteristics were new? What was said that was new?
Specific details
Oh, like identifying her as were his kid.
and some other things.
But I mean,
Yep.
they're both still alive.
Yep.
And he identified her as
Didn't
past
you
tense.
didn't you state one time that narcissists will see you as an object?
Yes.
Okay.
But that person stated that Jane was a past tense, as if she had just passed away, like she was deceased, by saying that she was
Right.
or were was the
So does
chosen
that mean
word.
that individual has severed ties in his heart? Well, his black hole. Shit. I just keep fudging this, don't I?
You a little bit. A little bit. But it's hard as a parent when I hear that and as an advocate because I could never mouth those words to Faith, no matter what. Even when they told us time and time again she wasn't going to make it through the night, they've lost their mind if they think I would even accept that. I mean, we had the nicest chaplain with us, and
Yeah.
he even said, she might not be able to go because you haven't let her go. And I said, well, good, because I'm not. I'm not going to let her go. No disrespect. He was
Right.
phenomenal. But there was no way a parent can say that. I don't care. You know, people say, well, you're an adult. Jane's an adult. So Jane should literally act a certain way. But at the end of the day, she's still DNA pending kin to this individual. So how can you put it off on them? And you know, one thing, narcissists cannot take accountability for their actions. They won't and they don't, no matter what happens. I mean, it just doesn't. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the one other thing I do know is that for the longest time, that individual accused Jane of things, and then he stated later on to you that a whole totally different story. And you're talking with him because it's like a man to man thing and sort of. And it's just I mean, it's mind-boggling to me that some people care more about the perception of their image and the fatness of their wallet than the love within their heart.
I'm going to be selfish when it comes to my kid. I'm not going to let them go. You know, mm-mm. Going back to your earlier statement.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, even medically, and I'm not talking about just medically, but he basically has, you know, no contact, and it's nowhere near the first time that that's transpired between them. But it doesn't matter. It's mind blowing that when a narcissist is done with you, they're done with you. And you know what? The biggest fear a narcissist has is the truth. And that's why they try to make the black sheep look so bad because their truth, the black sheep's truth, unveils their lies. And so with the lies of the narcissist, that's what makes it such a challenge because they don't ever want to be seen as anything but what they are portraying themselves as. It's like a mask, really.
Which probably comes out in your second
The
one of
prequel.
your prequel
Mm-hmm.
to Who Kicked First, which is called Narc Narc Who's There.
Yes. Yes. Nice. Nice one there, babe.
What? I Y'all,
So
my wife has written, she has published 41 books. She's on her 43rd. And, you know, I am so proud of my wife. I mean, she's written all these books, she's published them, she's done the work here in front of this computer. She's done her research, she's done her schoolwork, she's been through schooling. I'm so proud of her.
thank
Not
you.
to mention here recently, she's won so many awards
We have
for what she's doing here at A Contagious Smile.
A Contagious Smile Academy
She's just been featured
published
in 3 magazines that I have here,
3 physical magazines
right?
and 5 digital.
Which are awesome. So
Now my husband's going around going, "Ooh, I got me a centerfold."
you're right there at the centerfold.
Ugh, grief.
What?
Okay, so our webinar lineup for Sunday, the 13th, you guys can get tickets on the Eventbrite website. And we are also going to, hey, Faith, hey, one question. Can you come here real quick while we're live? Dad couldn't believe that you were quiet during the whole McDonald's debacle.
What about it?
When they withheld your food, he couldn't believe you didn't round off in him, Faith.
I even had a handle.
That's right.
You
Listen,
knew she had it handled?
And that's why I heard it said about you going and putting selfies cooking in here. I heard that.
oh. And that tattoo on her arm she got dedicated to you is going to be a constant reminder.
And then for me, and that's what I pray for you.
Ooh. We all know that she's got you wrapped around the finger.
So y'all, she just recently got a tattoo of um
You gonna talk about inches again?
let's say my hand and her little hand grabbing my pinky
Where
and
you're wrapped on?
huh?
Huh?
Where I'm wrapped on?
Oh yeah. You cried when you
And
saw
it
it.
said there was pollen. It was pollen.
Big sissy. You
And she got the words in the banner says choose your destiny.
and how did she come up with that?
It's something I told her when she was laying in the hospital bed.
Yep.
And she was fighting for her life. Pollen.
It's right here now too. He's got
Okay.
pollen in his eyes again.
You are dismissed, child.
Oh no. Ooh, she lifted a finger for you. She gave you a finger. That's right. Yes. So the webinar, you're crying again.
No.
You've become so
It's the light.
feminine.
Look.
You've
The
become
lights in
so
my eyes.
feminine.
This is boy.
Oh boy.
Sissy boy.
God.
Can I ground her?
No.
You're
Nope. That's right. That's right there, pollinator.
Nothing.
He's the pollinator.
Oh.
Anyway, so the webinar on Sunday, it all goes for a good cause. It goes to thanks, Faith. It goes to A Contagious Smile Academy, where we want to make sure that healing is affordable and free if you aren't able to pay. I think most of the classes are no more than like $4.99. Also, I created a
$4.
amazing $4.99. And then I created an amazing course about the IEP coming up for all of the kiddos and parents going back to school. It is a must because when you are going back and having to start that whole IEP thing again, it is a nightmare. And there's so many things that the schools don't want to inform you. But this course prepares you for all. And it's great. And it's in the academy as well. But we have a great lineup. We have some fantastic, fantastic people. I actually had the privilege of meeting somebody the other day, and her name is Carrie Blazer, and she is phenomenal. And she is gonna be our second headliner with Susan O'Malley. She'll be first, and then Carrie will come in second. Carrie has an amazing story and how she's overcome. She was just so afraid of being sexually assaulted by men. And she had childhood trauma and all of this that's gone on. And she has learned how to turn it into healing. And her story is amazing. And she is going to be on as well. And then we have our buddy Keelan and we have JJ, and we have so many great people who are going to come on and just help everybody. There's something for everyone. And if you're picking up your change that's around the house or through the dryer, you know, pay it forward. We just had 4th of July and we celebrate our Independence Day because of the men and women that so proudly serve for our freedom. And with that being said, how can you thank them? How about silently offering them a scholarship for other classes? We have guaranteed, no matter what, that the Valor Circle will always be free for veterans and active duty military. But there are courses within all of the collections that, what do you, oh, he always does this. There are courses within all of the other collections that are available and will help everyone in all different scenarios. So, with that being said, you could go on to acontagiousmile.com and go over to the right corner and it says buy me a coffee. But what you're doing is you're buying a scholarship. And you could do that. You could also go join. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're beautiful.
You could go to a contagious smile dot M as in Mary and as in Nancy .co. So a contagious smile dot MN .co. Join the academy. It's free. We have a plethora of resources in the resource library, which my husband doesn't understand why they're so in depth because I mean they're basically their own course on their own and those are free. We have the Knowledge Nook, we have all the other courses. There's so many courses that are free and basically very low cost. And then if you want to know how we've done this, how we've gone from 0 to millions of followers, You can reap the benefits of all of my school and training and ins and outs and ups and downs and things that work and things that don't, and go through the social media playbook and get answers to those questions as well. Now I need to like, go ahead, babe.
That was good.
Thanks.
So for those of y'all who may think that $4.99 is nothing and you're going to get just a couple paragraphs, wrong. Okay. My wife has spent her time, her research, her energy into these courses. They are not junk. Okay. I wished that she would charge $399 for some of these courses, but she won't. She wants to keep them affordable for our listeners. Okay. Now, at some point, I'm sure things will go up because of all the advertising, all the programs that we're on and we do. Okay. But for now, y'all take advantage, get on there, sign up for the class, buy a cup of coffee, sponsor a scholarship. Just do it, y'all.
Because
It is so worth it.
you never know. Like, September 7th, 3 years from this September 7th, I had an arm, I had a hand, and September 8th, I didn't. You know, in December, 2 years coming up, one night we had dinner at the table. Everybody was laughing, kidding,
Yeah.
cutting up, having a great time. And then, not even 12 hours later, I was told to call a priest and my husband because she wasn't going to make it through the night.
Yeah.
And we spent the next 5 weeks in ICU with her so fragile she couldn't even go down to the OR. They had to do operations bedside. She had over 20 operations just in that period of time alone. And one day she had 11 blood transfusions just in that day. And so you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. You never know. And what is $5 really? What is it? I mean, it's some places it's almost a tank of gas. Like, I mean, a gallon of gas. Like, look at this. I can't even talk. A gallon of gas. Downtown Atlanta, gas is over $1 more than it is in the
Of
outskirts.
course.
But you go and you look, there used to be 99-cent menus at restaurant drive-throughs and whatever. There's not now. Like, you go through and get a combo meal and it's freaking $11, $12 for a drive-through fast food meal that used to be $4, $5, right? It's obscene. It's crazy. You can't get anything for $5 anymore. But somebody who is recovering from domestic violence, recovering from childhood trauma, is in recovery. And people think recovery, they automatically think drug addicts or alcohol. But you know what? I'm in recovery because of abuse. My husband's in recovery because of abuse. And anyone in any type of recovery, there are courses out there to help you. If you are in the military, if you are a mom or dad to an amazing kiddo who has special needs, our stucco squad, I love. Oh, that's so near and dear to my heart. Those are the best courses ever. They are so much fun. You could do them with your kid. We're actually, my husband doesn't know this, so I'll be rolling this one out right now. I'm actually in the process of creating like a special needs, special education courses so that Stucco will teach the kids how to count.
Of course you are.
I've already finished the how to subtract.
Yes,
I
you
mean,
did.
I've already done the how to subtract and how to add. It's going to be featured on just one area at a time. So, like right now, you can go have Stucco teach your kids how to add basic, like kindergarten, first and second grade math. Then we have them for subtraction. We'll have them Stucco teaching how to do division and multiplication, also teaching how to read. These are all going to be in the Stucco squad as well. And these are courses that you could do. What is $5 for a mom who rushes all day long for doctor's appointments and therapies, speech, occupational, physical, eating, you name it, therapies, then has to implement the therapies throughout the day to come home and do something that's non medical with their kid and bond? Is that not worth $4.99? I mean, and you never know, one day you could be in one of these categories and it will be there and available for you as well. So if you sponsor today and tomorrow you need help, then it will be there for you.
Yep. And some of the written published books that my wife has out are activity books for
The Stucco Squad has one.
kids, which would be great if they could be introduced to, elementary schools.
They do everything electronically, which I think
Well,
is ridiculous.
I know you've tried to get them into some of the local schools around here.
Yes.
So if you want them for your school, reach out to us.
Yes. They need to be.
Speaking of stucco, I threw down some.
No, 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 no. Let's talk about why this happened. My boy, my baby, my sweet,
What
loving angel that means
they
the
have to do the
world to
backstory.
me. My husband didn't do his cleaning outside in the yard,
I
and
just
my red stucco is not all red anymore.
I repositioned some metal,
That's a nice way of saying it.
right? Some aluminum
Some what?
tracks, aluminum.
Okay, maybe got that.
Okay, some aluminum tracks, but the tracks had graphite grease on there, y'all.
They had what?
Graphite grease.
Kazoon height.
And our dogs came in from outside and they had been rooting around the metal and their faces were black. And if anybody knows, graphite grease does not come out easily. It'll come off your hands after a few days. Clothes, forget it. Your clothes is ruined. And now your dog has graphite grease
I'm
all over his
smile over here.
face.
No,
It's hilarious.
it is not.
We try to give him a bath. We try to wash it off, but it is not coming.
Georgia Bulldog color dog.
It-
He's red and black. Go dogs. Like
He did go.
seriously. No. No.
So it's gonna have to wear off, or we're gonna have to shave him.
What?
We're gonna have to shave his face.
Shave his face. Oh no. We're not shaving his face.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do.
Then I'll shave your chest.
You can shave my chest. I'd rather see a shaved dog face than
No. I'm calling the kid.
leave the kid alone. So yeah,
Please tune in, everybody. The tickets are free. You can make a donation on the Eventbrite site and pay $5 for a ticket, but that money, all monies go to the scholarship fund as well. And many people don't realize this, but my husband and I have never taken a paycheck for many of this ever. And it is incredibly costly. And as long as Faith has been taken care of, we have sacrificed oh so much to make sure that we are able to do this. But we're only able to do it for so long. And we have never had a marketing team or anybody else assisting.
you're the marketing team.
I'm
You're
kit and
the
caboodle.
you're everything.
That's right. And I'm still not shaving my dog. I'm just telling you right now. It's not going to happen.
I can shave him.
No, you're not. No. That's my boy. It's my baby. That is my baby. And the answer is no. He's on my shirt right now. I'm wearing a stucco shirt.
I wore a Contagious Smile shirt the other day.
And he was red.
I promote our company.
Red. Red. Not red and black. It's not okay. It's not okay. Is it completely covered up so this cannot happen again?
It's covered up.
That's not what I asked.
I Big Daddied it.
You make daddy everything. When the dogs go out at night, I even have a carpet outside the upstairs hall so it gets all the stuff off of their little paws. But they get in the bed. And if they get in the bed, and we have like a California king size bed, and if they get in the bed and there's mud, dirt, whatever, my husband, if you've ever seen the movie Big Daddy, will understand the relation here. He covers it. That's his answer for everything. He just covers everything up. Like, oh, I mean, when we had a puppy, oh, let's just put newspaper over the dog piss. Like, no. And I'm the clean one. I'm like, I'm the special needs mom and special needs myself. So I'm used to like antibacterial and everything. Everything is ready as an OR room. And my husband's like, oh, let's just lay a towel all over that bad boy. And then he'll sleep on it. Like he sleeps on top of it.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, seriously. And then I'm like, we need to change the sheets. No, no, no. But if the sheets come out of the dryer and they're a tiny little bit mold, like wet, you're like, oh, I gotta do it all over again.
That's right.
But you'll sleep.
Oh,
I can't wait to hear you back out of this. I can't. This is gonna be great.
It's different.
How?
Dirt is clean.
Dirt is not clean.
Dirt is clean.
Dirt is not clean.
Having wet clothes causes mildew. I don't want mold in my clothes. I don't want to be sleeping on mold. And, ugh, that's just disgusting. No,
Are we talking about your exes again?
no. Do you want to talk about my exes?
Sure.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
They're in Texas.
No, they're not. Not all of
Some
them.
of them.
Some of them. They are the state of Texas. And our hearts go out to Texas
that
right
fat joke?
now. No.
What? Oh my gosh.
With everything that's going on in there.
The flash flooding? Yeah.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our hearts go out to everybody in Texas with everything going on. Yes. That gnat is like,
I've been trying to smash that gnat this whole podcast.
and you have not been successful.
I have not been successful.
That's shocking because normally you're pretty doggone good about it. Yeah. Normally you have huge hands.
What?
You do. You have huge hands.
Will you take us out?
Took us in. You took us out.
No, you take
Nope.
us out.
Head. They love to hear.
They love you.
Nope. Go ahead.
They love you.
He's gonna take us out, guys.
4 million listens. What do you call it? Downloads? Listens? What do you call it? Whatever. Thank y'all for listening to another episode of A Contagious Smile with Victoria Cure, published author, 41 books. Get on Amazon, type in her name. Oh, y'all, type in her name on Google or Bing and see how many pages she takes up. It's crazy. How many pages she takes up? It could have been PHAT. I'm going back to the 80s. Y'all want a cameo? Get on Cameo.
Stars.
Check her out.
Pod stars.
She's down on Podstars. She's on IMBD.
Pro.
I'm gonna have to get a manager because she's getting popular, y'all. I mean, just she's booked till what?
December.
December. A podcast almost every day, interview.
And being interviewed. Interview and being
Right.
and interviewing.
So we're coming up on the time that, she's in high demand.
As
And,
long as you're the only one who really wants me, you and our kid, I'm good.
oh, I want you, baby.
You sound like Wolfman Jack. Most people don't even know who that is.
That's going back in the 80s.
I know. I know.
Unstoppable with Michael and Victoria.
Go get your ticket at Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. Eventbrite.
Best of the best is what it's called.
Good night, y'all. Come here, Nat. Get that damn thing.